All right, cyber traders, welcome on back to wrap up our week here this Friday afternoon, December 15th, the Ides of December, I guess we'll say, not the Ides of March, but the Ides of December, December 15th. Great to see Leda, Kathleen, Bill, Sam, Brian, and all of our students and members alike inside our live trading room. Hey, you got old Josh here for the afternoon here. How about that? Great to see all of us, though, collectively in Cyber Group. And, of course, all of us on social media here this Friday on Facebook Live, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, etc. First and foremost, as always, hey, if you're new to our channel on social, just be a friend, tell a friend. Always look to spread the good word around, especially after this presentation here if you like what you see. At Cyber Trading U, we're going to look to cover a few different trades, at least thus far this afternoon, but the market altogether. So, at least to all of our students inside our trading room, at least, Abdul joining us right now. Great to see Abdul here. And, hey, with that, we got the Uber stock to begin. So with Uber, thing ended up making a nice little pop once again today, but on the swing side, this has just been incredible. Bill Ireland, one of our longtime students, he has been doing really well on this trade for a little while now. He's been commenting towards us just week after week at this stage, and right near all-time highs here, right? So all-time high dating back to like mid-21 at 64.05. That's not mid-21. That's early 21. Pretty much throughout February of 2021, topped off at 64.05. We are inching on up towards that price. So let's take a look at level 4 really quick, because it's not just, the charting aspect of it, but it's all about the big buying and selling. So with that, we ended up seeing this make like a nice pop this morning, broke over resistance at first, which was pretty strong throughout this week as well at 63. $63, big level at least here from this week, and broke over it this morning. Now at this point, hey, even before 64, you got a little order that's popping up right now at 63.50, right? So zoom in on that. It's about 20,000 shares on the offer here, just to 63.50. Breaks over that, you're looking more likely towards that all-time high. So yeah, easily enough, just going to put Uber on our watch list at least here to begin. All right. Oh, hey, for any of my options heads out there, what is today in terms of options trading? What's happening today? What's been going on today? What is happening this Friday, the 15th? It's not just weekly expiration. It's not just monthly expiration. It's not just quarterlies if you do that. And then, of course, if you're doing the dailies too, I guess they count that as the 4th, right? And quadruple witching Friday. Or is this for the calendar year, right? Is this for the entire calendar year at this point, since it's the 15th December, of course? So that would be factored in. So quadruple witching Friday. Right now, with that in mind, there's going to be a lot of options expiring, right? So there's going to be some heavy volatility, especially for a trade that is trending well at this time. So it's not as if we're just going to start seeing random stock XYZ make a pop here, make a pop. Otherwise, we're going to focus on this list that we'll build. Everything else probably going to be really choppy, really hairy up and down, not like a great upward move or a great downward move. So, Uber for now, I really like this, especially with it right near all-time highs. But, let's just go right from top to bottom here otherwise, see what else we got. I'll tell you what, my scanner here, definitely a little loopy. It's not showing the percent change field there. So we're going to have to try and make do without that. ICCT, nice little pop-up earlier today, right? Just even mid-afternoon, just broke new high off 190. But now, and we've been calling this out since, big 31,000 shares, like 29 earlier, now 31,000 share sell order out there, 176. So that seller is still there. It hasn't broken lower, right? The thing hasn't broken lower yet. It needs to break higher, though, right? In order for us to really feel better about a good trade over 2, maybe much higher. We saw what happened to the C4 stock just earlier this week. Looks like this thing's had a nice run itself, like just on the monthly chart. You could just tell back from its IPO, pop from like 18 cents up to $20. That's a crazy move. And then for as much as it dropped, well, you're getting that, fractional second win type of play right now. So I'll add this. Doesn't hurt us to add this stock to our watch list here at this point. All right, now we keep it moving here. Now, again, for Friday, normally be a little bit picky and choosy anyway, but especially for this quadruple witching, not every stock that's optionable is going to be good. So even this IMMX, I don't know if it has options on it. It has a pretty skimpy order book, that's for sure. Big spread, thin orders out there on both sides. I like the trend, but let's see if there's anything better in terms of liquidity. right, bunch of stocks below $1. We got to try and weed through those though. Had the Zim trade push up earlier today too. Well, this DocuSign. Yeah, Rich had called this one out earlier inside our chat board. So, I know Rich posted the news on it because I remember seeing like this lengthy post in green font. So I know that he had posted the news on DocuSign, but let's break open good old Benzinga Pro and show you what's happening here. Don't mind BLNK there, but DocuSign, let's see. So trading higher after Wall Street Journal report suggesting the company is working with advisors to explore a sale. Well, that sale is not official yet. So, this the good old saying, buy the rumor, sell the news. This is still a speculation. It's still a rumor. So it's not just the initial pop there that is good. It's the fact this continued up after from $60 at least, or consolidated. Now it's up nearly 5 points higher. So a really strong push on DocuSign. And we'll add this as well. Pretty interesting timing with this quadruple witching, right? What else we got here? JTAI, familiar name from this week. CDIO, a couple of these others here maybe. Oh, maybe ESPR actually. Wow. So this one from yesterday, this one tried to, do a little gap fill. And it was in pre-market where it tried to fill the gap. And it came back down real bad, like very ugly. That. So it really got close to a long-term gap that was on the daily chart and just failed to fill it. So, you know what? This is actually pushing back up quite nicely here. Good order book. All of that checks out good. Doesn't hurt us. ESPR. All right. I can tell you what, I can't really see how much these stocks are up percentage-wise. Something happened to the scanner here of mine. Got to probably reboot my TradeStation platform. But, if there's anything else looking good on the way up, folks, just type it in the chat board here. And now, one actually I want to jump to. Because I saw it moving up earlier. I guess it's not even up percentage-wise, and it hasn't done much since. So, yeah, CLSK we're not going to really focus on. I thought there was a chance that could have been popping, but that is not the case. All right, so if there's anything else looking good on the gainers here, folks, just let me know. If you are Sam, Bill, Brian, Abdul, Kathleen, Leda, and all of our students right now. I actually got a large amount of us here for a Friday afternoon. Maybe got a lot of us trading options doing the quadruple witching. Who knows? But either way, if you're not, should be a volatile afternoon regardless. But let's just hop over to the loser side here. Holy smokes, what happened to this thing? CHSN. Jeez. I mean, where we talk about like the Christmas tree pattern. I don't know. I don't even know what you call this. This is like, a stair step up and then you're diving off the top of the, diving board here pretty much. Stepping up, bing. Geez, this thing got clobbered. So whatever happened here, I mean, it's down so much percentage-wise, actually, where one might think, hey, maybe there could be like some short covering in the afternoon. Maybe someone could look to, see this squeeze up even a fractional amount, like even if it's 50 cents or $1, that would be a hell of a move for a cheap trade like this. So, for that reason, I could put it on our list. It's down so much percentage-wise, right? Like if this was even down 30%, 40%, I would say definitely not. It's down so much though. So you can't buy it really until you begin to see higher lows begin to build. You even tried to see it a bit earlier here. It was a nice little build, but then it failed to make that big move up higher. So if it's not making that big move up, there's only one other way it's going to keep moving in, right? And we know how much lower this stock can go, quite literally. So, I'll add it, CHSN. Actually, got a couple more down over like 80%. What the hell's going on here? INHD, I guess a new IPO. So that actually is the reason why we'll pass on that. When there's like no historical data, that's actually a very bad sign to begin. MSS, I guess, pretty similar there. New IPO from a few months back, I guess, and pretty much at all-time lows right now. Broke way lower. 376 all-time low from at least off its IPO, and now at 247. So, yeah, I like that CHSN in terms of liquidity, and at least that has a little bit more volume on the book, at least here on the buy and sell side. And what the hell's going on here? Got all these trades that got crushed. This AADI was actually a top percent loser, I think, earlier today at one point. So, I got a lot happening midday that squashed a few trades. Everything else hard to borrow, and really nothing else down as much to look for that dead cat bounce. SCHL, is this Scholastic Reading? Yeah, it is. Scholastic Group. What do you know? You know what? I'll tell you what, the stock cannot go to zero. I'd rather it not. You got to keep the good old days of literacy and books as a kid, right? I remember at least in kindergarten, first, second grade, you'd always have these reading fairs at schools. Oh, those were the best. And it was actually sponsored by the Scholastic Reading Group. So you'd have pizza parties there. And oh, come on. Can't have the stock go down. All right. Let's see what else we got, though, otherwise. Let's see. That's Skin, Shortable. Not really moving too great. I'll tell you what, how about this? Shout out to Fausto this morning. He had a hell of a short on the go-to trade. And it got you, and this thing got clobbered, but he was head on pretty much right away, but got in as it was continuing to drop, and this thing got smoked. It was down an 80-cent drop-off pretty much once the market opened up. Some good money to take on as a short there. It's down over 6%. So, it's actually not down enough even to make the loser side. But yeah, if there's anything else, folks, looking good, either direction, either matter, let me know here in the chat board, all across the board. Just Bill, Brian, all of our students, or on social media at CyberTradingU. If there's anything else, just type it in here. You know what I'm going to say here at the end of these meetings. If you follow me, start and stick with our list. MSS, I was not a fan of this one because of the lack of liquidity, but it's actually on the top of my Benzinga scan here, trying to eke up a little bit, but I like that CHSN more in terms of safety. Let's see. You got to find a stock that's up percentage-wise right now. Maybe this VRCA trade once again. Did I even go over this one as much? It's up 46%. I wouldn't have known that because my scanner's glitched out. But yeah, pop and drop. It's not really moving too well here. Even if it does go up another 30 cents, I would call that the second win type of move. I would not be too jumpy to follow this one so far. MAXN, it's inching up a little bit here. It's up 7+%. It's got a good order book. It definitely doesn't hurt us to add this to our main list here at this point. Stock got clobbered from $40 down to sub 5, it looks like. So having a pretty good last couple of days, hanging in there now. You know what? I'm selling myself onto this trade. I'll put this on our list. Maybe Boyle ETF? Nah, definitely not. You can't really trade an ETF anyway, unless if you have level 4. So if you use Bookmap and you see a good level on this trade, that's one thing, but I have no business on this trade now. Chewy, maybe. Chewy is looking better. I mean, nice trend back up, and it's up 6.5%, and it's got good liquidity. Yeah, all right, not a bad, good call from Mike. You know what? I actually, a little pet peeve, man. I just caught myself doing it. I don't like saying it's not that bad when it's actually pretty damn good. You know what I mean? So I didn't mean that. Oh, it's not bad. No, this is actually pretty damn good to the point where we're going to add it to our list. And it's a good call from Michael here. So just wanted to make that known. All right, so folks, I think that's going to be pretty much it. That's all I got. I mean, maybe last one here from my side here, a stock I was looking at from earlier today, BLNK. It might be something to follow throughout next week, if not today, but this is one of the most heavily shorted stocks in the market. If we're getting a bullish move across the whole market here heading into this year or heading into the end of this year and into next, then I'm sure short's got to cover at some point on a few of these trades, like an AMD type of stock or a Blink BLNK type of stock. I think Rivian also is very heavily shorted for a bit. So, don't be surprised if you see continuation on those trades over time, just given, hey, eventually people got to take profits, right? Brian asking about the Rivian just now. I mean, it's up 1%, so it's not up as much as the others. It's been a great sideless stock of late. It's definitely a really liquid stock too. So, I like it, right? But as far as, side list, this will kind of stay on the side here, Brian. If you're already in it, I'm rooting you on. If you do well on it pretty much every day this week and you're going to stick to your bread and butter stocks, then you know who you are pretty much, right? And rooting you on all the way through. But I think that's pretty much it. I mean, really, we didn't really have any we come back to on our side list. We got 2, 4, 6, 7 stocks to work with on this Quadruple Witching Friday, folks. And again, start and stick with what we got with so far. And then once I'm back on the mic at 3 o'clock, yes, you heard that right. I'll be back on the mic myself at 3 o'clock, giving Rich a nice rest. But nevertheless, I'll take you heading into the close, folks. But at 3 o'clock, 3:15, certainly by 3:30, we'll start dipping outside this list, see what else we got at that point. But start with Uber, start with the DocuSign there. If you don't trade the more expensive stocks, trade the ESPR, the ICCT, the CHSN. That thing's down so much. Eventually, you got to see shorts cover. If it's not today, we'll still keep this in mind perhaps for Monday. But I like what we got so far, folks. And again, I'll be back on here momentarily. Talk to you all soon.